Good morning, and welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers for a World in Crisis. Today's subject is attachment. And we hear first from Sri Aurobindo. Action is not the cause of our bondage. Attachment is the cause of our bondage. Inaction binds as much as action, if it is stained with attachment. Action binds no more than inaction, if we are free from attachment to our works. The old yoga demanded a complete renunciation, extending to the giving up of the worldly life itself. This yoga aims instead at a new and transformed life, but it insists as inexorably on a complete throwing away of desire and attachment in the mind, life, and body. Its aim is to refound life in the truth of the Spirit, and for that purpose, to transfer the roots of all we are and do from the mind, life, and body to a greater consciousness above the mind. That means that in the new life, all the connections must be founded on a spiritual intimacy and a truth quite other than any which supports our present connections. One must be prepared to renounce at the higher call what are spoken of as the natural affections. Even if they are kept at all, it can only be with a change which transforms them altogether. But whether they are to be renounced or kept and changed must be decided not by the personal desires, but by the truth above. All must be given up to the Supreme Master of the Yoga. It is not that one cannot have relations with people outside the circle of the sadhaks. But there too, if the spiritual life grows within, it must necessarily affect the relation and spiritualize it on the sadhak side. And there must be no such attachment as would make the relation an obstacle or a rival to the divine. Attachment to family, etc., often is like that, and if so, it falls away from the sadhak. That is an exigence which I think should not be considered excessive. All that, however, can be progressively done. A severing of existing relations is necessary for some. It is not so for all. A transformation, however gradual, is indispensable. Severance, where severance is the right thing to do. Yoga is the founding of all life and consciousness in the divine. So also love and affection must be rooted in the divine, and a spiritual and psychic oneness in the divine must be their foundation. To reach the divine first, leaving other things aside, or to seek the divine alone, is the straight road towards that change. That means no attachment. It need not mean turning affection into disaffection or chill indifference. The attachment to parents belongs to the ordinary physical nature. It has nothing to do with divine love. In yoga, friendship can remain, but attachment has to fall away, or any such engrossing affection as would keep one tied to the ordinary life and consciousness. All attachment is a hindrance to sadhana. Goodwill you should have for all, psychic kindness for all, but no vital attachment. If you expect a return for your kindness, you are bound to be disappointed. It is only those who give love or kindness for its own sake, without expecting a return, who escape from this experience. A relation also can be established on a sure basis only when it is free from attachment, or when it is predominantly psychic on both sides. Sri Aurobindo answers a letter, "You need not trouble yourself much about X's ideas or attach importance to them. The only truth about it is that a vital mixture does very easily get into the movements, even of the sadhana, if one is not careful. The one safeguard against that is to turn all towards the divine and draw all from the divine, getting rid of attachment, ego, and desire. In one's relations with other sadhaks, there should be neither stiffness and hardness, nor attachment and sentimental leanings. We shall have no attachment to our life in the world. If that attachment exists, we must renounce it, and renounce utterly. But neither shall we have any attachment to the escape from the world, to salvation, to the great self-annihilation. If that attachment exists, that also we must renounce, and renounce it utterly. Again, our renunciation must obviously be an inward renunciation, especially and above all, a renunciation of attachment and the craving of desire in the senses and the heart, of self-will in the thought and action, and of egoism in the center of the consciousness. For these things are the three knots by which we are bound to our lower nature, And if we can renounce these utterly, there is nothing else that can bind us. Therefore, attachment and desire must be utterly cast out. There is nothing in the world to which we must be attached. Not wealth, nor poverty, nor joy, nor suffering, nor life, nor death, nor greatness, nor littleness, nor vice, nor virtue, nor friend, nor wife, nor children, nor country, nor our work and mission, nor heaven, nor earth, nor all that is within them or beyond them. And this does not mean that there is nothing at all that we shall love, nothing in which we shall take delight. For attachment is egoism in love, and not love. The mother. Question to the mother. I don't understand why and how X has had difficulties because of affection. I haven't had them. Perhaps it is because I am not aware of them. Mother. It is because affection creates an attachment in him, and all attachment is contrary to yoga. Does affection create attachment in me? Mother. Affection always creates attachment unless one is a yogi. Do you think that it is very dangerous for me to have attachment? Mother. Dangerous for what? If you mean for your spiritual progress, an attachment is certainly not considered to be a very desirable thing.